Day 4, May 29th. She's alive! She's alive! I've owned a 2001 Chrysler PT Cruiser since September 11th, 2000. When I first saw Cruiser sitting at a local dealership, back then you couldn't get PT Cruisers as Chrysler was having significant trouble producing them. Doubt it was fluff-bought. The 2.4-liter engine fit with literally millimeters to spare. This greatly slowed down the line in Toluca, Mexico. You would normally get charged a dealer markup if you happened to find one, and that meant someone else had canceled their order. For me, both things happened, and I was the proud owner after paying $3,000 over list. But a prayer answered. Everywhere Deborah and I went, people wanted to sit, see, and experience Cruiser. This went on for about a year as the deep cranberry color really caught people's attention. Well, this morning I got into that same PT Cruiser to drop off Deborah at adult daycare and drive to work. I thought about those days when Cruiser was the star of every parking lot. I'd often find people looking at it and in it. Those days are long gone. No one cares about him but me. He still starts and runs great, albeit with only 82,000 original miles and all maintenance done by the book. As I drove to work, I then realized we were back to the future. Middie will be the new star of every place she goes. As with Cruiser, people will look in Middie to see that amazing interior. People will want to sit, see, and experience her. And Deborah and I will be happy to show her off like we did Cruiser. But at the beginning of the day, Middie was still offline. But today, engineering and diagnostic teams from Tesla, California, would be trying to diagnose remotely what caused Middie to stop communicating and not reboot. A call from my service advisor later in the morning confirmed that they would use the service center's local equipment to finish diagnosis, retrieve the logs, and then restart a firmware recovery process that would return Middie to 2018.18.3. The version she had before I decided to load the new update, which turned out to be 2018.18.13. To be clear, the problem wasn't the update. It's good to go and you can load it confidently. It was me freaking out with a frozen screen. At 2:19 p.m., I got a ghostly notification on my phone that reminded me of Saturday when this all started. The Tesla app said, "Software update available." This could only mean one thing. She's alive! She's alive! Sure enough, I saw Middie reporting back her internal temperature, amount of charge, etc. She had been brought back from the brink. Then I saw the app go dark and then light up several times. They were loading 2018.18.13. Later, 6 new miles showed up on the odometer. They're test driving her. I was expecting good news, and I had it around 5 p.m. from my service advisor. Middie will be ready for pickup tomorrow after a wash and left to charge on a wall charger overnight. But what caused all this? While I don't have all the technical details, I'll offer a few things to others wanting to avoid a similar fate. 1. If you start an update manually, don't freak out if the touchscreen becomes unresponsive. Just leave it be and let it finish. Don't do the 2-scroll wheel salute. Now, I don't recall seeing any message after update started went away. I'm thinking if that's missing, they'll add it to remind people. 2. Best to allow updates to happen at night. No chance for a human to mess it up. 3. And yes, Tesla has a firmware recovery process that normally works just fine if the update fails. Just seems like forcing a reboot after starting an update isn't a good thing to do, as you're forcing a recovery too. Lesson learned. Hopefully what I just said saves others from trouble, and the data we waited a day to collect will help Tesla make their update process even more fault-tolerant. Oh, and she's coming home tomorrow.